And good evening, everybody. It's the most anticipated night of the week, and we are Ghost Riders on the Storm tonight. Making a little effort there with poor Jambo, as a bless his heart. I use him too much, I guess. But it's great to be here, and I hope everybody is having a great time. They're not too snowed in with bad weather. I had one limb down in my backyard, but other than that, doing pretty good. So I am joined by the great Jambo, the great Gratu, the great Charlton 66, the great Paulo Costa, the great Meyer Greenblatt, and the great Eric Breen, who is probably going to amaze us this evening. So
glad you were able to spit that out.
Well, let's see who's all in the chat. I believe there's Michael Taylor. Hello there. And Maranya. And let's see, I'm skipping mine. Hello, Meteor. He's tied up, or he'd be joining us.
Yeah.
Hello, August. Why, thank you, Roger. And
I do too.
Werewolf. All right. It's good to see you. And Ranger.
Tonight. Yeah.
And Gore, it's good to see you. Fantastic. All right. Well, I have one little item I wanted to discuss first. I've bought something from eBay. It was a Roy Rogers, and the reason I'm mentioning eBay is the person I bought this from turns out to be a fan of the 4-color fossils.
Wow.
Sweet. Right.
So there is Roy Rogers number 75 from March 57, if I'm to be trusted with my glasses. I also got this Roy Rogers from him, number 81. Nice. He's got some nice fish there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of in a good condition. Also from the same person is Tom and Jerry. And as you can see, some of your younger viewers may not know what those are. Those are ice cube trays.
Yeah.
And we old fossils, we had to get our ice that way. And the Jerry and Tuffy have made a little ice rink.
Who are those two monkeys? Those are characters I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering that.
The name is escaping me, but this is from 1950. So Tom and Jerry. Now, he sent me a note. Hello, sir. Big fan of the 4-colored fossils. I threw in the gold key as an appreciation. What's he talking about? He sent me this free.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
So
very cool.
It's like kind of a mid-low grade to Twilight Zone, but I didn't have this one. And hey, thank you so much. If you'll give me a second, I will find an already prepared. I believe I'm clicking on the right one. This is his eBay handle. Oh. So if you'd like to send that guy some nice business, apparently he's a fan. Hopefully he's watching tonight, or we'll catch us soon on the replay. So,
all right.
Back to the.
You're famous, Micah.
He said the fossils. He didn't say anything about graphic, man. So still use ice cube trays in our fridge, doesn't it? Well, we have an ice maker, but when that quits, you got to go back to the trays. Mm. Yes, exactly. Who doesn't love some Twilight Zone? Younger viewers, I don't know. Just in case they're accidentally, maybe they're intrigued by the picture of Jambo. So
I've always wanted a Luger. Ever since I was a little kid, I had a red plastic squirt gun that was a Luger.
Oh, wow.
Wonder what
this is a weird-looking Flash Gordon. I mean,
they're trying to make him look like Sam Jones.
I kind of wonder, and of course, if I
that's about the right time, right? What was it, 60 cents?
Yeah, because the real Flash Gordon never wore that kind of top.
If I were being attacked by this, I'd probably have a goofy look on my face too.
That's a little like the Flesh Gordon thing he had to fight.
Yeah. So from the Duffy eBay handle, I also decided to, since he gave me a nice freebie, I'll do more business with them. Picked up this 2-Gun Kid number 35.
All right.
Nice.
So he's got a lot of stuff, a big store.
He sells kind of just about everything.
Not just comics.
It's probably salt, pepper shakers, you name it. Here's a Kid Colt number 34. Now it had a rolled spine, but I thought it was quite the little bargain. So
very cool.
We had to do that with double guns, man.
Was that pre-code, Micah? Yeah, it is. Right?
Apparently, 1954.
Yeah.
All right, getting much, much, much closer to my full run of Boris Karloff.
Man,
I am down to just needing 2 books.
Never seen that one. Yeah,
that looks like Fire and Ice. That looks like that character from.
You're right.
Tried it. There we go.
Yeah, you're right. But Gold Key went to 48 pages? That's
every now and then.
Huh.
This is 1978. So this is issue number 81. I feel like I've shown this, but I haven't. Maybe one of you guys had this.
Not me.
That's a great cover. I remember that
not
one.
me. Yeah, that's a great cover.
Yeah.
As soon as I got it, I thought, surely I've shown this. I just remember talking about it. So
that reminds me of Johnny Quest or something, like the kid and the dog and the smart bad professor and fighting.
This art is by Jesse Santos.
Beautiful cover.
Yeah. And so the electrician is already a monster there. That's,
been slayed by the bigger one.
One of you guys must have shown this because I checked and I didn't have it. So
I've never seen that in my life.
Now that's
an awesome cover. Yeah,
this reprints an earlier, so they reuse the cover, but we'll do one more, and then I'll go to somebody else. Hope you guys don't get tired of. Here's number 83, another Boris Karloff. Unfortunately, has the UPC code, but
wow.
All right, so that was the opening salvo, and
good stuff, man.
Yeah, cool book.
I think this is where we left off. Yeah. It was. All right. Who would like to go next?
I can go.
All right, Steve. Let me click on that.
All right. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's well. I don't have anything new. I'm just going to show what I've been reading over the weekend and earlier today. Little hodgepodge, like always, of different stuff. Renegade Press brought us the awesome Ditko's World static, which I like the UPC code. He doesn't he draws art in that, which I think is kind of cool. This is number 2. I can't find 1. I don't know how scarce 1 is, but I can't find it. Number 3, which is a great cover. I love the design and colors on this.
Are these put out by that Charlton Neo or what?
No, this is Renegade Press from the 80s.
Oh,
yeah, this is from early, I think mid 80s. I think Robin Snyder might have been putting this stuff out for Ditko.
I've never seen this.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I want to find 1 so bad. Undersea Fighting Commandos, the first issue.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah, those are great Avon books.
I love the bright colors on that ship.
Yeah. It's a pretty nice book.
Is that an affordable book?
Yeah, I think I got it less than $60. I think it was around 50 something. It wasn't that much. I got it a while back. It's been a while. I've shown this before, but I read it again today or over the weekend.
Ooh, wow.
One of my favorite Word Fantasy covers.
Looks good.
Our buddy Tim Boomba.
Wow.
The Terror of Tim Boomba. I always love my Zippy. So I had to don't always understand it. I don't want to be pretentious and say, oh, I understand where it's coming from, and I understand the existentialness of the strip, but I don't. I get some of them most of the time, but not all. I just love the art and the wackiness of Zippy. And read my showcase very delicately. I got the reprint somewhere in one of the showcase books they put out, but I couldn't find it, and I wanted to read it again. So, number 37.
Is that the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
the first appearance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And here's number 38, which is in much better condition.
How pricey is the first appearance, approximately?
Actually, I got it cheaper than the number one. The number one was in better condition, but the first appearance, I think I paid like $100-some. It wasn't much. This is about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a key now, so it's gone.
Yeah,
up.
it is. Everybody clamors for it, but it's been reprinted so many times. But I know we like the ads and stuff in it.
But do the slabbing people care about Metal Men? It's not a movie.
If it's high grade, yeah. If it's out in the
Right.
movie, it's high grade. I mean, that's all they care about.
First appearance, yeah.
I mean, if it's grade like this, you could probably find this less than 200 probably in this condition.
Yeah.
It's not that sharp, but I don't mind. I love the Metal Men and to having the first appearances.
Yeah.
I'm stoked to have that.
Yeah.
It's a nice
great.
book.
Thank you. Number 39, showcase. I think it's a faded cover. That red looks kind of pink to me, but that's okay. And a newer book came out in the 90s, but it's great. I'm not a big Spider-Man fan. I know to everyone is to amazement. I'm not a big Spider-Man. There's too much of him, but I like when the other characters appeared with him, like this Doctor Strange, and it got it signed by Roger Stern and Neil Wilkes, the artist and the writer.
All right.
I love this book.
Okay.
Very cool. The one shot, one and done. That's how I like them sometimes. Particularly with characters like this.
Interesting airbrush effect.
Yeah, I thought so. And that's a Steve Leola cover. Neil Volks did the interiors. And I just was perusing this. This came up, so I just thought I'd show this tonight. Sal Buscema signed it for me. It's the late 70s handbook, which is our bailiwick.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cool. Never seen that either.
I haven't either.
There's no Incredible Hulk on there.
Yeah, all the 70s characters, man. It's great.
That's what I remember him most by is his Incredible Hulk run he did.
They couldn't put Conan on there. That should be on there, but I guess they didn't have the rights at that point.
Yeah,
at that point. I think I have that comic around here somewhere. I bought the first 2 or 3 of those handbooks.
Yeah, Steve, wasn't the thing on that? Those were characters that debuted in the 70s because I didn't see Spider-Man either.
Characters, absolutely. And this was another one and done. Had Steve Rude sign this, Legends of the DC Universe.
Nice.
It's a very cool book. Really, I know it's new stuff, so I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's fun stuff. And Giant Size Master Kung Fu number 2, which was a good read. I love hourglass type covers. I think.
Yeah. Okay,
that's all I got for right now, guys. Thank you.
All right.
Good stuff.
Really
Thanks.
good stuff.
I like how Gratu calls them slabbing people.
I just point
Slap
that
you
right
people.
now. I just
Well, I'll tell you, Ken. There's probably more interest in the slabbing people for stuff like Metal Men before the movies really took off because, it did predate that, but now it does seem like if it's not going to be in a movie or something, the interest is lessened. But and interest in DC as a whole isn't a tenth of what it is for Marvel.
Yeah.
I could see James Gunn actually with him taking over. I could see him actually trying to do a metal. I couldn't see anyone else in Hollywood being interested in something like that, but I could see him doing that. It probably won't happen, but are you any of you guys interested in this animated Legion of Superheroes movie that's coming out next week?
Never anything about it.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's there's
Wow.
a trailer online. It's I guess it's Supergirl's burned out or something, and Superman says, "Here, you need to go and meet these guys." And it looks like it's just a animated feature that looks somewhat okay, based with Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes and all that.
Here's I Love Disney and Comics. He'll be joining us next Wednesday, so set your calendar for that.
All right.
I guess that way they can get around not having Superboy with them. Superman can say, "These are the guys I used to hang out with. Why don't you go hang out with them?" And that way they can still say that happened.
So cousin Superman sent her to hang out with a bunch of horny teens.
Yeah, well, I think he thought she could. It looks like from the trailer she goes to train with them. Is what
she could probably handle anything.
And since it's the future, they're all pansexual.
That's now.
The future is now.
Now it's only about now it's only 25% according to them. In the future, it's everybody. They all each have their own personalized pronouns.
Oh dear.
They just need to keep spiking our food, right? They already did it to the frogs, right?
That's right.
Well, I just seen on TV tonight where they're making the fake meat is gonna get put in the market and in your restaurants and stuff. So when you go out to eat to get your chicken or beef or ever what you're getting, you might not be getting chicken or beef.
It'll be cockroaches, right?
It'll be the lab grown stuff, whatever they make it out of. So
they're saying they're going to start. They're starting to put all the bugs in the pizza crust, and so
what was that movie? Soylent Green.
We get real food.
Yep.
Soylent Green. It's people.
Crazy.
All right, we want to go to Meyer Greenblatt, and while we do that, Paulo, feel free to send over anything you want to show in the meantime.
Hey guys, we'll start with a breeding of sorts. This is a collection of
How many issues is that?
Fighting Undersea Commandos.
Nice.
It's Gondwanaland number 2266. If you guys are interested in hunting it down, it's all 5 complete issues of the Undersea Fighting Commandos, and it's all in really nicely done, brilliant color.
Is that one of the old Amazon printed ones, or is it one of the new Barnes and Noble printed?
This is one of the original Amazon printed ones from a couple years ago.
So you'd have to get that on the secondary market, eBay or something.
That's what it's cool.
Yeah. Wow.
So I've got a bunch of books to pull up and look at. We'll just look at some books. This is the Complete Crumb Comics. This is volume 15. This was the series that they came out with. This particular one is really nice. It's got a bunch of weirdo covers on the inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just great stuff. You know, we all love Robert Crumb. Here's another one. Great cover. Fritz the Cat, early Fritz the Cat. I don't know if we've ever talked about, if we have, it hasn't been much, about Harvey Picar.
Oh, he's great. Yeah.
On the show. This is one of the early American Splendor compilations or collections. This might have been the first one that I ever got, with all this really great early Harvey Pekar written stuff with art by Crumb.
Mm-hmm.
At this time, like this is right after Crumb was done working for American Greetings, and Harvey is very inspirational, maybe the most inspirational person when it comes to independent comics, in my opinion. I kind of, in my younger days, I fashioned myself to be kind of Pekar-like, where I wanted to be literate, you know, and I read a bunch of literature when I was in the Army, and pictured myself making meaningful comics like Pekar did. But it really never happened. Maybe it will still happen eventually. This is a cool thing right here that was put out by Pure Imagination. Have you guys seen this before?
No.
I have that.
This is pretty cool. It's all of this Jack Kirby work, and each individual one, I think, is inked by different contemporary artists to the 90s.
Oh, that's cool. Huh.
So it's 90s inkers.
Yes.
And that's what makes
And I
it.
mean, there's a bunch. Look at all these great names.
Okay.
Howard.
It did look like one of the pictures you just shown was inked by Frank Miller.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's full of stuff. Who's this right here? That's nice. Anyway, I'm looking at it, not showing you guys. Anyway, this is a great book. If you can find it. It's Jack Kirby's Heroes and Villains by Pure Imagination. I feel like they put out a couple different volumes, right? Is this the same one as yours, Gratu?
I don't know. It has a all black cover, just like that.
Yeah, there's a Black Magic edition.
It must be the same one.
I know they have a Ditko book.
Ooh, it goes.
This is pretty cool. This is a collection of art from this band called Electric Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And a lot of Frank Kozik stuff in here. And it's really cool. It's just basically years and years of concert promo posters that this band Electric Frankenstein put out. And there are some great ones, guys.
Gotham. Very neat.
This is Hey Buddy. I think we've looked at some Hate before by Peter Bagg. This is a hardback that I picked up some years ago. And it's numbered and signed by Pete right here.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Here's one that I think everybody should have these if you can get a hold of them. Here's Son of Origins, and if you can find these first four, there are four of them, I think.
They added a fifth. There's a superhero battles that came after the four that you're thinking of.
That's right. Right. So if you can pick these up for a reasonable price, you just need to add these to your collection. They just feel right and smell right. They're really great.
Mm-hmm. Cut our teeth on those books.
Here's something interesting that I found in a quarter bin.
Oh, neat.
Got this big coffee ring on it. See that?
Wow. That's cool.
And that's the reason why it was in the quarter bin, is that somebody put a coffee cup right here.
Oh,
but
man.
I believe this is a really low print run collection of Steve Ditko reprints in black and white. I looked it up. It's kind of hard to find. There's not that many of them. I wish that this was in better shape. Came out in 1989. This guy.
Robin Snyder.
That's it. Yeah, Robin Snyder.
Yeah.
Bellingham, Washington.
Him and he put a lot of Ditko stuff during that time period.
And then we're almost done. The last thing we'll look at is I've got a stack of Whitman books to share with you guys.
Cool.
These are really fun, right? Remember how great these are?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
These are cool. What's neat about these, is that they've always got this great art on the inside. And they're always like telling stories and showing us pictures of characters that we're just so used to seeing on TV and not used to seeing in like an illustrated book form. And it's really fun to see them. There's Annie Oakley.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Danger at Diablo.
Those are nice shape too.
And this is these are things that you can usually find these for pretty inexpensive. I think I got all of these from my shop, my comicshop.com for really cheap. There's really nobody that wants these. Here's I think that's Mickey Dolenz, the drummer from the Monkees, right?
That's cool.
It is.
Sure.
He played.
Yeah.
Mickey Dolenz played Circus Boy in that TV show.
Yuri.
Here,
Yeah.
there's the Hillbillies.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
I really like this one. Let me show you guys this one because it's got this great interior illustration.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Monsters one's got a great picture of the house on the inside cover.
Wow, look at that one, huh?
I've not
then this
seen
is
that
not-
one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this what's cool with this Gilligan's Island one is you get to see a picture of the island. Like we're not used to seeing it like that, right?
Hmm.
The last thing is that this isn't a Whitman book. It's Grosset Dunlap, but it's cool. It's Tom Corbett's Stand By for Mars.
Nice.
That's it.
Very
Thanks for
cool.
watching.
Hey, those were great, Meyer. Hey, before I run to Paulo's images, when I was a kid, I had heard that the Gilligan's Island guy, Bob, died in his bathtub because he got electrocuted. Did anybody else hear that crazy rumor, or was it just in my neck of the woods?
No, I didn't hear that.
Okay.
I didn't hear that one. No.
No.
Good. It was a terrible rumor, and now I'm guilty of probably spreading it, but they told that on back on my playground back in the old days. So, okay. Looks good. And we're going to go to Paulo. He's going to show us some interesting things now.
Yeah, so I decided to do like last week. So I'm gonna picked the year, picked some covers. These are from 1984, all French publications. About half of them are digest-sized magazines, like this one, Mustang, one of Luke's longest-running Western anthologies. On the cover, we have Italy's most famous cowboy, Tex. And here's a Rangers collected edition.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Rangers, but the stories inside are made in the UK.
That's amazing.
Hardy. This began as a publication for Hardy Boys stories, but they have other detective action stories inside. Mafioso, one of those comics that had to be kept out of the kids' reach in newsstands back in the 80s.
Is that
I
9F?
picked one of the Tamer covers. They usually have partial nudity.
Is that 9F, 9 francs?
9 francs, yes.
Okay.
Great. Seems racist.
I don't know how many dollars that was in 1984.
Racist against Italian people.
Commando, you of course using the long-running UK title, or also for the French publication. All of these stories came from the IPC stable. A lot of them had Spanish artists or Italian artists, even though they were made in the UK. And even in the 80s, there were still a lot of publishers in France putting out war comics. Although I'm sure by this time they were reprinting stuff from the 60s and 70s. Beast. This was a comic about sports. Most of the stories came from the UK. Where there were comics like Tiger that had sports stories. I found this one intriguing. I mean, I don't find bobsleigh to be that attractive. I actually like watching bobsleigh, but putting it on a comic book cover. Can you fire a bazooka like that? No, I don't think you can fire a bazooka like that.
Yeah, I was thinking
That's why I picked that cover.
Hip firing a bazooka is probably not the preferred.
Yeah, let's
Seen Rambo do it.
Let's see the bazooka again.
Now, guys, he looks like he's a professional, though. So
Yeah, man. He knows what he's doing.
he knows what he's doing.
on Brax.
Oh.
This was once
That's
a Western title. By the 1980s, they were running Martin Mister stories from Italy. Although on this one, they were running the cover comes from a feature called The Other. It was a horror espionage feature, and it was a tamer version of the 1970s comic that was banned by the French Comics Code. Star Team. I found this this one very interesting because they have stories from the Archie heroes inside.
Yeah.
This is the shield which they call Starman here.
He has stars.
cool.
Black Hood behind him there, maybe.
Yeah.
Mm. And Le Bourdon was I think was the Fly.
Yep. That's cool.
It is.
So a more a regular French album. The La Terre de la Bombe, the land of the bomb.
So
Yeah,
is somebody going to grab that person with the green hand?
Yeah, I don't know where that hand comes
Wow.
from because
Okay.
it doesn't have a. It's not a wraparound cover. The Phantom. These are Lee Falk stories, but
Nice.
the covers are original.
Nice cover.
Notice that it starts L'Homme Masque because in Italy the Phantom was not called the Phantom; it was called the Masked Man, L'Uomo Mascherato. So that's what the French publication is signaling here, in case any, because these publishers were from the south. Who did these magazines were from the south of France. They used a lot of Italian artists, so there was a chance that they would recognize the Masked Man name. This one I found interesting. It was apparently it was lasted for a while. There were 10 albums, and this is the 10th one. Les Casseurs. It's a comic about truckers, really. And this one was the last volume called Big Mama.
That's great.
Is that supposed to represent the American flag? Like these are American stories? Or?
Well, I think it's more like the Lone Star flag.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Paulo, is the phrase "Big Mama" is that used a lot in Europe?
No.
I didn't think so. It's very American, yeah.
Yeah, that's when they try to do things that look very American, they overdo it.
Yeah.
What does the title mean?
Les Casseurs, the Outlaws, basically.
Okay.
Humphrey Bogart biography. This looked interesting, although the art's not very exciting. But then that's what happens when you have to do a biography. You end up doing it as realistically as possible, so there's no much room for exciting art. Maruf, a war comic. This was also another one of those that had to be kept away from the kids. The covers were very violent on this one usually. Voyage Volume 3. This is one of those comics that came out of Humanoid Associé. So I'm not sure if I think the story was first serialized in Metal Hurlant, Heavy Metal. Nevada, another Luke's Western comics. And these stories are made in France. Although I'm not exactly sure what the bad guy's wearing, because it looks like a space suit.
Yeah.
Les Clous du Ciel, the Locks of Heaven. This was volume 1 or 2. No, this was volume 2. I think this didn't last very long. The art was interesting, but the comic was not very successful. So there were only 2 volumes, I think. And A Fantastic Adventure of Alain Moreau. It's a horror comic. I don't actually know much about this one. Horror doesn't really, French horror doesn't really show up here much. This one we had something like it here in Portugal. It was a collection of educational books, and this is the 23rd in the series Histoire Junior. So this one's about ancient Egypt. This series lasted for a very long while, and you can find, and they always focus on a particular people or a particular time period. I think the one before this one was about the conquistadors. Kiwi, another Lug Western comic, although they're fur trappers. This kind of designed to look like it was Italian. The artists were Italian on this one. Meteor. This was a title that had its fans for a long time. So even though it always ended up getting canceled, they always brought it back. So this is from Volume 3. Not exactly sure about the provenance of the stories. They might be, although at this stage they may be Italian, because the art looks like something that would have come from an Italian publisher. And that's it. Wow. I thought I'd just go one round because I didn't want to go to bed too late tonight, but I'll stick around for just for a while to see what you guys have.
Sure.
Cool. Thanks, Paul.
There's also one thing. Since I noticed that Night Tiger was here, I was hoping he would show up, because a few of these digest magazines that the French had are right up Night Tiger's alley, and I know he's interested in some foreign comics now. So instead of just going after foreign versions of U.S. comics, if he wants to try out some of the other stuff that they put out, because they had some these digests were much closer to what American would like. They were over 100 pages. They had multiple features in them and very cool covers.
Nice.
Very good. All right, we're going to run to Gratu. Let's see what he's up to.
Point out that CGC says that this isn't a defect, and so this I wanted to show in this 9.8 copy. These horror records, if you ever wonder what they sound like, you can listen to them on YouTube. There are people that have channels that have all of this stuff up. This is the one, of course, from the Johnson Smith Company. And what else? The ads in here are wonderful. But of course, the ad for foam. And I remember this one. I remember tracing this as a kid, the Tales of the Zombie ad.
Nice.
There's nothing like this. Just the look of this 20-cent era. It's just, to me, there's just there are no comics anymore. This is where you can get this record also off of YouTube, and you can record it right from YouTube. And I remember this ad for a company called Rat's Hole. I don't know. Some people don't even look at these ads.
Yeah. Look at them all the time.
This is more than half of the experience with this company in Daytona Beach, Florida, Rat's Hole. And it has a P.O. box. Otherwise, I'd want to look up the address and see where Rat's Hole used to be. That's what I like to do. And did you ever see a copy of Grit? I've actually
never have. I don't even think it existed.
Oh yeah, no, I did.
I'm joking. I've never seen one.
My grandmother used to get that.
Oh, well, that's cool. I just never seen a copy.
Yeah,
some really kids that read comic books sold her that subscription, didn't they?
See, and after you learn how to do a destructive power punch that can kill your enemies, then you can write poems. And then, of course, this ad. I remember this ad.
Sure.
Yeah.
How wonderful that was. It's just a wonderful time. Of course, this is the guy that invented the comic book
Yeah,
bags.
all about him.
Usually, his ads, he drew himself looking like the mighty Thor, but with a bunch of bees on his vest.
Mhm.
And of course, you know that that's going to be nothing like what he really looked like. So, there was a pretty good drawing of Tony Stark's car here. Look at this. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Let's see, what else can I show you? This is my oldest famous monsters from September of 1962.
Oh, nice.
I like the expression on his
Very
face.
cool.
Yeah. And there were people that saw this on the newsstand, and they thought that he was the guy that saw King Kong 90 times, and that's what he wanted to look like after watching it 90 times. I've heard, I wasn't around then, but I've heard from people that were that they really thought that's what it meant when they saw it at the drugstore. You know, there's not a stellar collect. I don't have everything issue 1 all slabbed, but this is 34, which is almost like issue 1. It's only 33 away from it. So I got 2 copies of that. So I'm like a major hoarder. Here's 30. The fuck?
Great cover.
What the freak? 35. I'm sorry. I have 2 copies of 36. This one is not bagged and boarded, so let's pardon my language. Okay, so it's Tourette syndrome. It's really not my fault. This one's actually in really good shape.
Not my fault.
This model kit's amazing.
Nice.
There's no cardboard inserts in the actual model of Gomez and Morticia that you put in here, and Lurch is up here. And that's Bob Burns. That was the ape in the original Real Ghostbusters. Let's see. Ad for Blazing Combat, which is their
Mhm.
you know.
That was a great short-lived.
Yeah.
Great artists.
Just the ads in the back of Famous Monsters. There's nothing like them. You can be at cannons that can be heard for 5 miles. I never really. What the heck were they? I mean, I'm really. I don't really. And look at this. Hold on. I there's one of the fossils on his show. He like flattens his books out. I don't want to mention names. It's like, oh, no, don't do that. He's like flattens his whatever books. He's like,
Wow.
anyway, I don't like doing that. Frankenstein Mad Mask drips blood, and that you can tell those are Herman Munster's eyes dripping blood.
Mhm.
So it's just this is amazing. It's just yes, I get flipped out by I get this OCD stuff. I try to avoid OCD, but then I watch. We were talking before the show. Comic collectors that lick their thumbs and then flip through their comics on YouTube, and it's like, no, don't do that. And people in the comments just saying, don't do that. But it's their comics, Wonderful stuff. But my brother, there was OCD ran in my family. My mom had it. She washed her hands until they were bloody, cracked, mummy hands. And my middle 3 brothers, the middle brother had it bad. But my oldest, but I fought against it. My oldest brother just fought against it by just never washing his hands. I remember he picked up Starlog #1 when it was first, and it's just his thumb touched in the back cover, which was, I think, the Bionic Woman. And it's just where his thumb touched it, all the ink was gone, just completely obliterated.
Oh, wow.
It was like the fly. In his fingers, You ever get those comics where the kids have just wiped all the ink off with their grubby
I
fingers?
did see one guy on YouTube that was turning the pages by pinching them, and he would like crease them.
Ooh.
And instead of holding the
The
book
worst-
and just kind of, he was pinching the pages.
I don't know how to see. Let me give it. See, I cradle books like this, and when I read a paperback, I'll read. I won't. Where is the paperback, man? There's got to be one here.
They were expensive books too. He was like killing me.
Say this book here. I got it when I was probably third grade or something. Most people will leave marks here because they have to.
Yeah.
But what I do is I read it like this. I read this page, then I read this page, so I'm not breaking the spine. Not that this is worth anything, but paperbacks, especially women like to just put all those creases. You ever go in a used bookstore? It's all romance books, and they all just can't even read the spine for all the white lines.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know. I want it, but as comic collectors, we have to fight against OCD, and OCD is it's not a stigma. It's something that happens with people usually that are very intelligent wind up with this, but you can get it really severely, and probably some people in the chat and we fought against it, and I would have. I'd have to check my desk at the end of the school day. I'd have to look, okay, it's empty. I've got my books. Then I have to look 2 more times, all that stuff. But with comic collecting, we got to fight against it, man. It's like you can't just I can't touch my comics. I can't. It's just like you got to read them. And it's like I have all these books that aren't bagged and boarded. Will I ever be able to get enough bags and boards? Maybe. But I don't know if I will ever be able to. If I could buy that first Metal Men that you had, or buy some bags and boards, I'm going to get that first Metal Men, and I, this book is not bagged and boarded, and it looks brand new, and it's not going to get any worse unless I really,
Right.
I want a bag and board it. I just don't have the ability right now. But OCD is really, and they prey on us because people that with OCD, they've got to get all the variant covers, and that's a really sadistic thing to do. All these people that spend ridiculous amounts and get into debt. Don't get yourself into debt, and don't run up credit cards on this hobby. It's just not worth it. And handle your books. Now, if it's something that's Marvel Comics #1, or which used to be the most valuable comic, I don't think it is anymore. Then I guess I can understand slabbing it, but other than that, just have fun with the book. I mean, I always say we're all museum curators, and we're keeping these books for the next generation. And I don't know, hopefully there will be key people that care. Maybe not, like those Whitman books. No one cares anymore, big little books. And it looks like this younger generation, all they care about is slabbing books and seeking out 9.8s and putting them on the wall like animal heads. People don't like to read. I don't know. It just gets depressing. But all I can say is use the power of will to fight against obsessive compulsive disorder, because it's a crippling thing. And I don't know how many of you have had that happen to you in the past, or you fought against it. I don't know. It's worth talking about, like do a little PSA, because people out there, you need to. It's bad, man. It can be really bad. Anyway, I don't know what else I could show. I'll show more next round. I've been talking too long.
All right. Well, we'll run to Jambo as soon as I can find him. There he is.
Well, I went into a shop and I found some of these.
Hey,
Like the cover, and they were only $1, but there was other books I was going to buy with the $1, but when I smelled them, I just couldn't resist. They had that old comic smell, so yeah. That's number 70 from 1964.
Great deal.
Good story too.
Yeah. And this one here I thought was pretty cool. I like the cover on it.
Yeah.
Somebody got at it with a pen and they put a stash on the guy and covered up 15 cents there.
The dreaded stash on a comic book.
Yes. 141 from 1957. So
That's cool.
and another one of these.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite.
Great cover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Great artwork too inside. Fabulous.
And on the 100-page Superman family
Excellent.
with the tarantula.
Those gams. Not as good as Aunt May's, of course, but
No.
But she is a beautiful woman.
Speaking of gams, found that for $1. Great horn cover. Now that'd be pretty cool if that was your girlfriend coming over to see you, right?
Is that supposed to be Mary Jane Watson?
no.
You know, I thought that too, but it's not.
What is Marville?
A bad
It was
idea.
just like a little
Very-
series that Marvel
It was
did back
Bill
in the-
Jamas trying to prove he could write better than Peter David. He put that up against Captain Marvel. He lost.
Yeah, it's,
But
it's pretty
what
terrible
is-
inside.
Is she a superhero? What is this comic?
I've never read it. Really, to tell you the truth, I bought it for the cover. The Greg
Paulo,
Allen cover.
Paulo nailed it. It was a bad
Yeah.
idea. I mean, that's pretty much all needs to be said.
Oh, yeah.
I read number 1, and it had an assortment of unrelated jokes that were not funny, like calling Superman Kal-El and Astro from the Jetsons Leo Wellstro, and it made no sense and it was stupid.
For Eric.
Oh,
That's
Say.
good.
Mhm.
it gets me right here.
Enslaved by
Real love. Romances from
Yeah.
life.
Not any of that fake stuff.
Michael Taylor must be talking. Oh, I guess my show.
I think somebody showed this one before. Poor
Aw,
Muffin.
cat, a dog.
Little
No,
dog.
The
man.
cover's great, except for that. I don't accept.
Yeah.
dog, dead
Poor
dog.
Muffin. Come up here. Says nope.
No, that's unacceptable. And in the chat, someone's asking about Superman Big Barda. Did I like that? Or that was where they made it like a dirty movie, X-rated movie or something? Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I ranted about that, thinking that was a ridiculously scummy idea to put in a comic, but that must be what they're thinking.
Yeah, I think that's some Vince Coletta right there, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All the hash marks and stuff there.
Yeah, I always wonder what he leaves out, on the original, what it looks like.
Didn't the guy that played Dr. McCoy in the new, or was he the guy that played Judge Dredd and Dr. McCoy? Didn't he play that character in the Thor movies?
Yeah, he was. That was Pluto there, but yeah, he was the executioner.
Oh
I
yeah,
think,
yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, he was good casting.
Yeah, I like him pretty good. He's a pretty good actor.
They're making a Judge Dredd too, I hear.
Well, that needs to
really?
be. That first one was great.
Yeah, and I heard Carl Urban's on board with it.
Okay.
Okay, that's his name. That's right.
Good stuff, Jambo.
Great stuff, Jimbo.
All right. We are going to bravely go to Eric.
Yeah, this is just a little assortment of stuff I've been reading lately. So start with an Action Comics. Amazing Spider-Man 233. Black Panther. Needs salt. Yeah, we'll just let this cover linger for a moment.
Oh,
Oh, look at the time.
Oh no.
Look at that.
Well, or just let it linger here also.
Oh, I read that the other day too. I just got to finish reading the first 10 issues. Well, that's
How long did it take you to stop staring at the cover?
it's it's on my stack. Well, that's it. There, I read it just the other day too.
He's not falling for it, Eric.
No, I like it. Oh yeah.
You're only hurting Maranya.
Yep.
Love
My God.
Nintendo.
Number 15.
Yeah, I remember buying that off the rack. That's a great issue.
Yep. Ramita kind of overpowers him, but here's some more greatness.
Well,
Oh,
thankfully,
that's
Ramita was
what I
there.
need. I need that.
Number 27.
Oh, it's great.
But don't fret, kids. He's back.
Nice.
Yay.
Yay.
Let's try that again.
I love Nighthawk on that cover.
And jump to number 62. Little, Doctor Strange.
Nice.
You're going through the D box, aren't you?
It might be the biggest guns Doctor Strange has ever had. Here's a really, really well-loved Fantastic Four 106.
That's so great.
There's 136. And 165. 184.
That was always a cool cover.
186, I believe. 187. 190. I'm reading a lot of Fantastic Four lately, apparently.
Yeah.
205. 211.
That was a great story when the Skrulls made
It
the
was.
Yeah.
We actually did a retrospective on 213 because I think it's the only time I've ever seen Galactus literally throw down with somebody.
And that one where he tortures the Sphinx, he's got to push stone up the wall.
It basically
Like,
just beats the living daylights out of him.
And the poor Sphinx.
And a couple other things here. Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis.
There's an oldie.
That's it. Just turned 70.
Wow.
I would take it out of the bag, but that would probably be the end of it.
Yeah.
Now, here's something I've always wanted to get back, and I found this. This is another one that I probably will never take out of the bag again because.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But, you know,
Nice Adams cover.
yeah, Comic
Such an
Pro line
underrated
makes
book.
everything look good. Yeah, it really was. We did a retrospective of that on Geeky Puppet Show.
Such an underrated title.
And
too.
this is last but not least, God Tank said no romance. There's never no romance. Now, I didn't see this. This was a reproduction of the arguably the most rare Bronze Age DC book because for obvious reasons. Which is good because if I didn't have this, I would have already busted this out.
That's a reproduction, you say?
Well, this was a reproduction. It's one of their facsimiles.
When did they do a facsimile of a romance book?
About 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago.
Really?
And they said, this is my first and probably only slab. And I only got this because it was less expensive than any of the other ones available.
Why is it valuable? Is it
because it was, romance comics were bought by girls.
well?
So
I
they
know,
didn't go to comic collections, and so I said, I guess for whatever reason, very few of them made it back into stores. I mean, this.
Well, sure, but why was that particular one made a facsimile?
Oh, because this was not only was it the most rare, I think it actually is the most valuable DC.
Is it because who's pictured there? The photograph on the left.
Some guy named Ted Long of the Today Show. Not to be confused with Teddy Long,
No.
WWE Hall of Famer. Playa. But yeah, as I said, I mean, I had this in my old collection and paid probably 2.5 times for this in much worse condition than I had got it the first time. So but yeah, I figured why not? So
All right.
that's all I got.
Well, you gave us your best shot. We survived. That was great.
Yeah, I was robbed.
I want to rate. Speaking of the Fantastic Four, I want to reiterate my proposal that Wyatt Wingfoot's lines must be spoken in an Indian accent, as in Indian from India.
I can't do that. I can't do.
Just do it like Apu from The Simpsons.
I can't. I can just do hillbilly. So.
Hello, my name is
the
Wyatt
evil eye out
Wingfoot.
of your hand, Johnny.
Well, you should do.
I am Wyatt Wingfoot. I go to college with Johnny Storm.
I could send you the link. Whether they.
The idol Tomazuma is coming to destroy my tribe.
Yeah, I'll send you my link. You just type in Graphic Man on your. They'll never know the difference.
Okay.
What's Meyer doing here? Show it again. What is it? You're on mute, buddy.
Circus, awesome.
I was on mute the whole time. Yeah, just showing off my circus, Mike.
That's cool. I like Circus, even though it's a cheap little place. It's neat.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take these interlude and I'm going to leave and going to bed.
All right, Paulo.
So, see you later, guys.
Good night,
All
Paulo.
right.
Thank
Take care,
you.
buddy.
Okay, well, I'll show in the vein of Gratu showing books that might be considered wrong or off. You'll see this white border here. Fortunately, I didn't have to pay for this. I worked for it for the comic book shop. You'll notice it's been trimmed a little too close to the top, and that's why you see but everything inside looks just fine. So,
Mm-hmm.
anyway,
Do they consider that a defect when they grade them?
I would have no idea. I'm not one of them slabbing people.
Hey, Micah, can you flip that one around? That World's Finest, show the back cover. Was I the only one that didn't think that Bobby should have grown up to knock off his mom and that crappy neighbor? Just saying.
Yeah. All right, another World's Finest I was able to earn.
Cool. It's a nice shape too. Look new.
Yeah, not too bad.
Cool.
They had the little ad on the back.
Charlie the Hero, yeah.
And while I'm doing some DC, here's Flash and Green Lantern.
Cool.
Got to throw in some Marvel, so here's a supervillain team up.
Love that cover. It's so great.
Oh, who doesn't?
What is that?
Have you ever set your own alarm off?
My hands are busy.
Superman.
And another gold key. Here's Judge Colt.
Wow, that's a killer cover.
Too shiny. Just about have every Conan the King, or King Conan.
Hmm. Hmm.
Bronze Age action.
Wonder how many people drew something in there for that guy.
And I'll make mine quick. I'll end it on a golden age. 1947. Here's Super Comics,
Oh, nice.
number 115.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
That's cool.
I think Bub has that one. He's a big Dick Tracy guy.
Glad you finished that sentence.
Yeah, he could have cut off, you know.
2 words too many.
What do we got? A Spider Woman?
Yeah. We were talking about books and if the grading, if they count off for like being miscut. Well, this one was kind of miscut. And it's really not in bad shape other than being miscut.
Wow.
And so they graded a 7.5.
Because of the miscut?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So you usually say it.
When you see the back of it there, it's even.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
7.5. So I would say yes. And that's CBCS, so it's not even CGC.
Mm-hmm.
Get
I just
Gratu's
wondered
over
if
there
it's a
going.
manufacturer defect, if that's fair to. I mean, that's.
Yeah, man.
The slabbing people are infiltrating the fossils.
Yeah.
That's one of my 5 slabs I have. I have 5.
I'm still pure blood. So.
Ah,
I just have that one, but I'm willing to smash it.
There's
I
a
would
real good
smash
chance
that one.
mine's coming out. If I can figure out a way to do it without destroying it. It's not exactly in great condition to begin with.
Well, Steve, we'll go right back to you.
all right. All right, to finish up the few books from that reading pile that I had, the Quaker Oat giveaway. They did it in 1950 with Gene Autry. These little
Nice.
little books. I got 2 of the 5. I've
That's
only
cool.
seen one time all 5 with the envelope. The envelope has a picture of Gene on the envelope. These would go about $100 a piece. So
Those
they
One
were,
of them a little. Is one a little Abner? Because I think I've got one.
there's a bunch of these. Yeah, there's tons of these that they did. But I love that picture of Gene. That's very cool.
Okay.
Unlike most of the art in his comic, it's pretty ordinary. That's a great picture, I think.
Yeah, the silhouette. The silhouette was a face or a human head.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Gene Autry and the Phantoms of the Cave. These are the only 2 that I have. I mean, they're kind of expensive, and it's just I never really want to pull the trigger unless I can get them at. Like most people want a good deal, but I'm a big Gene Autry guy, but I'm not going to pay $100 for one of those books. The March of Comics. I think this is 133.
Oh, nice.
March of Comics. A little Gene action going on. This is number 87 from 54. And
I like how Steve has Gene Autry and Micah has Roy Rogers.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
This is number 60
there.
from 52. Love
Yeah.
that shirt. Tales of Texas Rangers, number 13 from 56.
Cool.
Joe McCrae. We got number 15 from 1957.
Nice.
Joe McCrae did a lot of movies.
Yeah, man. The radio show is one of my favorite radio shows. Is that Tales of the Texas Rangers? Book of the Dead 1.
Huh.
I've seen
Book
that.
of the Dead number 2. And lastly, our Buddy Man Thing, Book of the Dead number 3. I think there's a 4th issue. I didn't find it to read, but thanks, God dang. That's it for me, guys. Thank you so much.
Great
All
stuff,
right.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve loves Gene as much as I love Roy Rogers. So
Yeah. It's different kind of people, man, back then. It's just the movies were great, the songs were phenomenal, and different life.
all right. Meyer, you got anything else?
You know what? I really don't. I don't.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm all right.
No problem.
think I'm good.
We can go back to Gratu.
Oh, okay. Let's see what I got.
Thanks, Michael.
This one I really like the condition of.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Man, what do I have? Oh, this is a great cover.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
That's nice. That's really nice.
So, Gorgo cover.
Oh, Gorgo, awesome.
And I remember seeing this one when I was a kid. They were having a paper drive, and some kid was pulling a wagon. I remember seeing this one.
You took it from me.
An Andy Warhol deal with that, because I remember it saying Barbarella at the bottom. So this is the kind of thing that would just really upset my mother, when I was a kid, because she didn't like injuries to eyes. So if I'd have to take any, of course, these are before my time, but when I would take up Famous Monsters to my mom in the early 70s, and ask if I could buy that, if there was someone that had missing eye socket, one eye missing, she would flip out over that and wouldn't let me buy it. So
I think paper drives are a communist plot.
Yeah, really. Yeah, they're just trying to make people feel like they're doing something. Yes, and then these are things I got from.
Ooh.
Well, I showed these before. This I got from
remember that.
Gotham City Comics, but I need to call them up and
That's awesome.
maybe at the end of the month when I get paid and make another. I showed you this stuff.
Oh
before.
yeah.
I need to make another order with him because he's got like probably a whole box of stuff on hold for him. And I'm just showing you stuff you've already seen. This is another foreign comic from those foreigners, that can't spell English. Les Étranges X-Men. I assume that's French.
Well, they're trying.
Yeah, they just got to pay more attention in school, learn English. Yeah. There's Ready Goose. Compliments of your Red Goose dealer. Yeah.
What was Red Goose? What was that?
Shoes.
They're like shoe stores, because
gotcha.
when you were a kid, trying on shoes was a miserable experience. And they would, they'd try to do fun things like give you a comic book or x-ray your feet so you could see, how the bones fit in the shoe. Remember when x-rays were perfectly safe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm sure that was Dr. Fauci and when he was young came up with that idea. So I don't know. I don't have that much.
That's all right.
I don't have much really, because everything's been seen. It's all horrible.
Oh.
Next week we'll be more loaded for bear. We're going to have I Love Disney join us, but
cool.
We're going to head over to Jambo.
All right. I got Disney, where they just came from the dentist office. Not too great shape, but Bugs grilling out.
I don't have that one.
Nothing like some grilled carrots, I guess.
Do carrots ever smell like I was eating some carrots the other day and the taste was like the library when I was in high school with all these old books, 50-year-old books. Do carrots am I insane? Or do carrots sometimes taste like the smell of an old library?
No, I've never had that experience, but I would like
Yeah, I
to.
guess maybe the carrots were bad.
I'll
Clearly, I'm insane. And
I'll ask around.
All right.
So we got Bugs
Must
Bunny
be
up here
old
at the
glue
top.
they used to use in those books.
So then they're advertising a rabbit's foot right underneath of him. So
Oh,
Yeah,
Nice.
you just always sell rabbits.
that was kind of funny.
Morbid.
Dollman number 8, the first.
I've always liked that
Porky.
cover.
Yeah.
Now he'd be action figure man.
So, and I just grabbed a few pulps that was sitting next to me here.
Ooh,
Nice.
very nice.
Wonder Story. Hmm.
Little sci-fi action going on there.
Very cool.
And nice girly on a oozing red ball of something. I don't know. Scarlet Plague. That's it, guys. That's all I had pulled.
Not cool, Jumbo.
Thanks, sir.
Okay. Well, Eric, you got anything else?
Yeah, I can blast through one more round here.
All right.
Sweet.
I don't know if I showed this a couple weeks ago or not, but I always like this cover.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
It's, Forbidden Tales of the Dark Mansion.
Yes. Bringing that bride home to meet the family.
GI Combat. And this is the ultra rare Jambo Less variant.
Yes. That lousy UPC code.
I'm sorry Rod isn't here because got a few Hulks.
Cool picture frame one too.
172.
Juggernaut.
That was a good story.
199.
Yep.
Let's see, 210.
Dr. Druid.
And if we can't set off the alarm, at least maybe I can show Maranya a few Iron Mans.
Oh, I love that.
This might have been Kirby's first cover back.
Okay. One of my faves.
Yeah, because it's November 75, so that'd have been about, what, August, September? There's a 109.
Fine.
117.
Yep. Great stuff.
120.
Oh, yeah.
140.
Mm-hmm.
And on to a little Old West, a little bit nastier than Gene and Roy. And I should probably save this for
Great one.
the Christmas cover for Jonah Hex.
That's nice.
Justice League 129, I think.
There you go. Very cool.
Mad About Millie. Marvel's Collector's Item Classics number 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are always fun.
Yeah.
Love those early ones with the covers on the cover.
Yeah.
Marvel Double Feature.
Hmm.
Marvel Premiere.
Great.
Bruner.
Marvel Presents. And
What's
since I'll probably never have 100 again, this will probably have to do.
It's a good one.
Although I did look this up, I found one of these for like 20 something, so I might have to get me a 101.
Oh, okay.
Just a little great art break here.
Fantastic.
Uh-oh.
Marvel 2-in-1 57. And quick one for Shannon in case he watches the replay. And toss one in there for Steve.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Early Peter Parkers.
It's a white tiger.
Yeah, man.
And that'll do it.
Nice.
All right. Well, we came close. Came close.
The doomsday clock was very close.
Yeah, the needle was almost in red.
Yes.
I just have to work harder next week.
The
Good thing there's no shortage of covers by the
great
Quinzel
one, right?
cover
Great
artist.
one. Oh my.
You know you love him.
Well, I was looking at buying the Defender's Treasury, and that's a Gil Kane cover. That's a pretty good cover. So,
Mhm.
oh yeah,
Don't act surprised.
I could be reasonable.
Thanks, Michael and God Tank.
Thank you, Michael.
Well, that's it for me on this end. So, this can be one of our shortened editions, which is perfectly fine. So, hopefully everybody stays safe with the bad weather we having in this part of the area. Meyer probably has no problem at all. All the bad weather just missed him. So.
James, did you get any this week, or did you get anything last night?
No, we got just rain, and that was about it.
Saturday night they predicted cloudy. Woke up 6 inches on the ground.
Yeah.
Last night they started pre-panicking 2 days ago, and we got drizzle. It's supposed to be 5 to 8 inches. We get drizzle. So my uncle used to call them so-called meteorologists. They've had a heck of a week this week.
Just look out the window. I think that's what some of them do.
Yeah, I think it's a good reminder for when they say, try to leave early, slow down, all that. But it seems like every newscast, that's all they talk about. And they send some poor girl out there in the middle of a blizzard with a microphone, and they just want to remind everybody to slow down, slow down. I've known that for decades, but
Is this it, Micah? The one you looking for?
Whoop, got the wrong fossil.
This it?
Yeah, that's the one. I was looking at that. Yeah.
Well, I'll send this to you. Don't worry about buying it.
Well,
I'll send this
so
to you.
much.
I don't know when I'm going to get to the post office, but it'll be in the mail at some point.
That's a Gil Kane cover. So.
It's a real nice shape too. But I figure,
yeah,
I'll send this out to you. So don't worry about purchasing it.
All right.
The back cover is really nice too.
Oh wow, that is good.
Yeah.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah, I'll send this out to you.
Now, is the back cover Gil as well?
It looks like the Hulk is, but I'm not sure about the other ones.
No, I don't think. Yeah, I think it's Kane and Jansen. It looks like, but judging by.
Oh yeah, the shading.
Nighthawk.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I'll get this in the mail to you at some point.
Okay. Oh, sweet. Sweet. See, I can say nice things about Gil Kane. He's all right. It's when it's overdone that something needs to be happening.
How much more could I have overdone it tonight?
I think if we all would have chimed in, I think that's what sets it off. I think it's
Steve said something good about. I had my finger on it. Somebody else. All right, but enough of this tomfoolery. So I appreciate everybody that showed up tonight, and I appreciate people in the chat. And
good one, Michael.
hopefully,
it is a good one.
hopefully, you all see us next Wednesday. We'll have I Love Disney and Comics. We'll probably have a few more of the regulars back too. So they were all unavoidably detained. So might have Howler and Meteor and Spinner and some of those guys. So
now that Rod's a Saturday sensation, is he bailed on us altogether?
well, I wasn't going to say that, but he is now reaching celebrity status, isn't he? Thank you, Bub, for showing up. That was great.
Yeah,
thank
take care, Bub.
Michael and everybody. We're missing lead paint for some reason. So, anyway, hopefully they'll catch it on the replay. So, but yeah, don't forget to, if you can, see Rod and Shannon on Saturday if they're doing an episode. Rod's getting some bad weather up there, so that's hindering a lot of things.
Yeah.
But okay, on behalf of all these great guests and all these fossils, we thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time. So good night.
Take care, guys.
See you guys.
Thanks, everybody.